What's up, my peeps? My name's GamingGLucas. Call me Lucas if you like. And the title, that's what I'm gonna be talking about, alright? Now, if you guys haven't heard about this Kony 2012 thing, it's pretty much, actually let me just link the description, shows you the main video. It's 30 minutes long. You might think, oh no, 30 minutes, I don't have that big of an attention span. Hold your nipples, you know, it's a good video, you should watch it, it's a good documentary. And if you watch it, then you can totally understand what I'm going to be talking about. But anyways, let's get right to the topic. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this, and you just want to give general knowledge of this. So, if you guys don't know, Joseph Kony is a dude who supposedly kidnaps kids, makes the boys into soldiers for his LRA, I think it's Lord's Resistance Army. Don't quote me on that. And the girls become sex slaves. So supposedly he has about he has about like 86 wives and 42 kids. That's fucking crazy. And you know when and in the video he kind of the host, I forgot his name, supposedly he's like, no one really knows about him because it's not spread to the community. You know, I think that is true. When I heard this name, it rang the bell because in a class, I had a class project supposedly on, I guess, pretty much, I guess, civilization of its, like, the damages it has done and all that shit. I got Africa, so I was supposed to do something that's supposedly wars and all that shit, and then I ran over Joseph Kony, but that was like a year or two ago, so in a way I completely forgot about him. And when I saw this name, it rang the bell, and I was like, oh shit, it's this guy again. And they finally mentioned his name here, and in the end, they're like, you know, we need to stop him, we need to hunt him down, we need to make him famous. Not, you know, like the hooray, hurrah, you know, no, like a freaking, whatchamacallit, to get him known in the community, in the public, you know. So, many people have been doing this, you know. They, Invisible Children has been saying, let's, we're gonna sell you some action kits so you could post posters around the city, give bracelets around and all this stuff, and it'll benefit the world, you know, all this shit. And that was pretty much the main video. And then many people around the world, you know, have been complaining. They're like, Invisible Children sucks, and let me tell you why they do suck in a way. Supposedly 32% of the money that's actually donated to the foundation goes to the actual cause. So if for Kony 2012, all the money will actually go to research and I guess support to find Kony. That's it. And you know, it's kind of crazy. It's like, oh my god, you know, only that much of my money. So it's like you donating $10, only really $3 actually go to the cause, while the other 7 go to, you know, filmmakers, the business, the charity itself, to make it better and all that shit. And you know, it kind of sucks. People are like, oh no, that's terrible, Lucas, I know why we hate it now, you know. And chillax. Now this is what I hate. People come to conclusions before they even do any more research, okay? Another huge issue with Invisible Children is that supposedly they support the Uganda army, which is supposedly, to many people, not as bad, but still bad of an army. Because supposedly what I heard is like they killed a woman, they raped her, and then blamed it on someone, I guess some army, I guess. I forgot what it was. I think it was in Congo or something like that. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But you know, it's like they still did something bad, and the fact that Invisible Children supports this army is like, that's fucking crazy, you know. You're supporting a damn army that could just be as bad as the LRA, and that's freaking a whole lot of people out there like, oh, this is terrible, you know. And chillax, you know, this is what I don't like. People come to conclusions before they do any more just research, like I just said. You know, it's like I saw a Wings of Redemption video, and you know, he was like, this is what I hear about people. They think they know enough about the topic to talk about it. It's like, don't get into political stuff. If you convince yourself you know enough about it, you have to know more than enough. You have to know enough that every time they bring something up that pretty much catches you off the turn, you come back in. You know, simple as that. That's what you have to do. And many people don't do that. They just come to conclusion, and that's the bad thing. Now, many people have been judging us supposedly because, of course, they don't donate the money to literally where it's supposed to be. But you have to think about this. Every charity does that. I think, what? Yes, they do that. Here's the thing, it's like, how do you think they're gonna pay for a cameraman, for all these pictures, for the trips they do, all this stuff? They need money, so the money that they get donated to, they has to pay for that, it's like, so in a way it's somewhat good because they paid for that dude's trip to Uganda, which he learned about this. So you have to think about that. But don't get all hypnotized, it's like, it's still somewhat of a bad thing. But in the end, it's like they need money for cameramen, special effects, all this stuff. That's what they need money for. That's why, a small amount's actually being donated to the actual cause. It's like, but you have to think about this. The amount of money that is donated is still large amounts. In other words, it's like saying $10K. $3,000 is actually being donated. And it's like the $3,000, you could do a whole lot with it. $7,000 is paying for, the cameraman, the special effects, all that crap. And, that's a huge issue to everyone. They're like, oh no. They're robbing us from our money. It's like, but they have to pay for all of that, And here's another thing. An average American, one person only, makes an average of $45K, $45,000. This guy that made the documentary and all this shit, with three members of his family, himself, his wife, and his kid, which you see in the video, cute kid by the way, he makes about $90K. Just double that, with 3 members of his family. You think about it. That's only enough to hold 2. You have to think about that. It's kind of hard to live off of that money. The kid doesn't go to some private school, some Catholic school. No, he goes to public school, chillax. This kid's not freaking rich. And, I like you have to think, it's like, out of all things, he's not a billionaire, He's not like Mark Zuckerberg, who just literally, he has to do something like this and, gains tons of money. He's actually donating part of his money, to do all the trips to Uganda and stuff. And, I guess people have lost that touch. I get that it's bad, but yet, now here's another point of view. That the breast cancer awareness people, the Susan B. Kony, no, G. Kony, my bad. The Susan G. Kony Foundation, for breast cancer, the pink ribbon. Their CEO, Nancy Coleman or something like that. I forgot their last name. Sorry, I'm just terrible with memory. That person makes $500K a year. Think about that. So this guy from Invisible Children, he's making less money and still, putting tons of effort to get Kony, while she makes so much money and puts not a big of an effort for cancer awareness. You think about it, it's like, which one's better? It's like every charity is like this, and that's, I think, the main issue. And I don't think people get this. You don't have to donate. That's not how you can help. That's not the only option. You can contact your senator. You can go through email. You could call him and leave him a voicemail. Heck, you could go in front of his house and put a whole lot of words and a whole lot of billboards and shit saying support this. There's many different methods. You don't have to donate. That's not the only option. Out of all things, posters, GFX channels can do this. They can make large ass posters, print them out, put them around the city. They could do that, and it's not that hard, and they could do it in their own style. You don't have to buy that action kit. It's nothing complicated, and I think people just lost the touch that it's not, and it doesn't have to be. Excuse me. But that's the truth, And here's another thing. The Susan B. Kony. Oh my God, Susan G. Kony. My bad. That one only donates 25% for research for a cure. So the other 75 goes to all that shit. So out of all things, you probably didn't know that. You were like, what? How is that possible? It is true. 25% goes to the research. What does the other 5% go to? Supposedly it's to help people with cancer awareness and all that stuff. And the rest of it, so like I think 10% of it actually goes to it. Don't quote me on this, but 10% I think supposedly goes to some cancer patients, so maybe they can get some treatment. And the other ones goes to the foundation. So in other words, they're just as bad as Invisible Children. They're screwing you over with money. You don't have to donate. There's so many other charities you can donate to. There's the Red Cross, there is the Salvation Army. You could donate to those, and it's just as good. And many people make this an issue, like, don't stop supporting Kony 2012, but you do not have to donate. That's what many people have been bitching about. It's like, it's a scam. It's not a scam. The donation is. The main idea isn't. And that's what people are losing track of. They're going to the side idea and making it the huge issue. Do not make it that, because that's going to be the downfall of everything. Do not do that, peeps. That is the issue. That people focus on the other thing, and you shouldn't. Alright, peeps? I want to spread general knowledge. So just the next time people blame, charities because they all supposedly rob their money, everyone does that. Every charity does, because they need money to pay the people who put effort into this, okay? And it's simple as that. We can still find Kony, because we need the main idea of getting the government to get involved in this is contacting senators. You do not need to donate to contact senators, okay? You could call them. That's the main idea. You do not need to pay. Just letting you guys know. You do not need to donate to charity. Just letting you guys know. You guys, so many people have been stuck on this idea, especially on Facebook. Many people like, made Kony famous, all this shit. It's like they probably didn't know half of that shit. The Invisible Children didn't donated 32%. But many people also didn't know the fact that, many other charities do the same shit. And the CEOs get paid so much money, they don't put even any dime to, to help. This guy is. He's putting an effort, to stop Kony. And many people saying, but Kony is dead, and, the war ended 6 years ago. Do we have knowledge of this? Supposedly people saying Kony's dead. If he is dead, then this is a scam. And I think people just say don't donate. Simple as that. I told people don't donate. Simple as that. Do not make it any more complicated. It does not need to be, peeps. Well, that's about it, peeps. I hope I didn't miss any single information. I probably did, but I'll probably talk about it later if that's the case. But that's about it, peeps. Till next time, I'm out.